People crave recognition. We love it. It's essential to our very survival. And feedback, of course, is one of the ways that we give people recognition. Now, in transactional analysis, there is a concept known as strokes. And simplistically, strokes is all about how we receive recognition. Now, one of the challenges we have in giving and receiving feedback in all our relationships, whether professional or personal, we tend to give a lot of strokes. Now, that may not be a bad thing, but the important thing to recognise is that strokes tend to move to the left of that feedback scale. They tend to be lower risk, but as a consequence, they tend to be much lower value. So what's a stroke? Well, a stroke in essence is just a comment, either positive or negative, but it's a little bit of a throwaway. It doesn't include any specific or detailed information. So you may say to somebody, "Oh, that was great, that went well, thank you." Or you may say to somebody, "Yeah, that didn't go so well. Hey, better luck next time." So you've given them a stroke, and as I say, we crave strokes. And ironically, it doesn't matter whether they're positive or negative in essence, clearly we prefer positive strokes, but fundamentally we just value the recognition. Now, the challenge from a feedback perspective of a pure stroke is it doesn't add a lot of value. So if somebody says to you, "Hey, that was great, you did well, thank you," we love it, of course, why wouldn't we? And maybe we float around for the rest of that day, maybe 1 or 2 days more. But the reality is, in our minds, we're thinking, what specifically did I do well? Because if I want to remain in a strong relationship with that person, I want to continue at that level of performance, I need to know what specifically I did so that I can repeat it. Equally, if somebody says, "Hey, that didn't go so well, better luck next time," I might be crestfallen, I might be depressed, depending on the power of the relationship. But what I really want to know is, what specifically made you think it didn't go so well? Because I want to focus my attention on seeing if I can improve that. So strokes are an essential part of communication. We use them all the time. They can be verbal, they can even be non-verbal. But be very, very aware that a stroke in splendid isolation tends to move very much to the left of the feedback scale, and as a consequence has little real performance improving, behavioural changing value. It has an emotional impact, it has some benefit, but it doesn't add the value that you really are trying to achieve.